Good morning, good afternoon. John Gooden here along with my coach David Lee, and it's time to look at some Fight Island grappling. Some great submissions, Dave, some nice escapes as well. We're going to try and cover it all. We're going to start with Paige Van Zant against Amanda Ribas. It was a nice arm lock. I think we've established it was a nice arm bar, but we're going to go through the setup and some of the transitions as well.
Yeah, it was, well, if you look, we looked at it, dissected it, trying to make out what's going on, and I reckon it's fairly simple, normal kind of arm lock, just she's got it stuck in a bit of a different spot than normal, and where her arm's too deep in, she couldn't get that out, and where she's clamped onto it, we were saying, I feel it's less of a snap, more of a crunching tear on the bone, more of a spiraling break.
Sounds really pleasant, especially for Paige, who's had her arm broken.
Yeah, so that
as well.
Maybe in her mind might have caused her to think, well, don't want this one done and all. But yeah, it's a really nice tight position, very good.
Amanda's obviously showing that judo as well. Nice hip toss down into Kezigatami, and it all worked from there.
Well, yeah, the judokas love a Jujigatami, and that's kind of always that's their sort of go-to lock off of a throw and off of that Kezigatami. So. And it, like you said, it all spiraled from there, didn't it?
Yeah,
so.
And he said very much like Ronda Rousey and how she's wrapped the arm before and finished. So let's have a go, shall we?
Yeah. So I think the easiest thing to do is just go straight to the arm bar position, the regular arm bar. So John's on his back, where I first met him. So let's say he goes here, because the regular arm bar is going to be, I'm kind of trying to hit him or whatever, my arm's still stuck here, so he'll bunch up the arm. This is why you need to keep your legs tight, is because now it's hard for me to pull my arm out. But normally, my arm's going to be sitting here, which is going to extend and pop my elbow. That's your regular situation. But that wasn't where they were at. Kind of what happened is amongst all the scramble after that Kezigatami, Paige's arms get stuck here. And at one point you can see her trying to hold the arm when the leg is around her head and stuff like this. And what this does is I can't get away now, because what I really want to do is whip this arm out fast like I'm starting up an old school lawnmower, and I can't. The glove's stuck in there between, now it's not just her forearm, it's going to be her bicep and triceps clamping down on the arm, her forearm, her grip, her legs, there's a few things stopping me from getting my arm out here. So that's why Paige kind of struggled to get that arm out. And the trouble is now as I'm pulling this arm out, if we spin John around.
Oh, it's warm in there, Dave.
So look, I'm trying to go here. You can see all the pressure on my elbow. Now as I try to pull away and John goes face down, you can see all he's got to do is keep this tight. If that's tight and he starts to hip down, I mean, I'm losing it here, it's a bit sweaty, but the pressure is on that elbow. Watch again, as he's clamped that on. So if he clamps that here, like so, brings that leg around, boom. Even here, it's possible that, I think this is why, again, Paige is trying to grab and keep her arm bent, because here, if he just hips away a little, you can see the arm starts to get straightened. So what happens here is I've gone, oh, no way, and then that's happening. Now the difference what John didn't do the first time, which he's doing now, is stretching his body. You feel the difference?
Yeah.
As soon as he stretches his body, and instead of just doing this and trying to put pressure here, by doing this and keeping that bent, man, it just feels awful. Like a normal arm bar, I mean, sometimes a normal arm bar, it was always taught to me that 3 pops and then the arm is done. So sometimes you've got the arm bar and you hear a pop, they'll still be there, no problem. Pop again, now they might feel a bit of pain. That last pop will be when they render that arm a little unusable, but you're popping like tendons and ligaments. But this, where it's stuck, the 2 bones in that lower arm are getting just spirally twisted around each other. And it really, as soon as you start to stretch, it feels awful.
Yeah.
Disgustingly awful.
And I wanted to talk about how Paige had control on that Kezigatami, because that looked different as well, the way she'd wrapped around the arm. And at the time I thought, well, that's pretty good because in MMA it's neutralising the shots. But if you can talk about why that probably was never going to be effective in her defence.
The trouble is with the Kezigatami, it's a little bit of for a judoka, it's the go-to move, because obviously you wrap the head when you make the throw. So what happens here, and what the person on the top wants to do, is dump. As you can hear now, John's being nice. So my voice changes only when he dumps his weight on me. So really what he wants, for me, I never want to be flat here. See, already I'm trying to beat here with my elbow on his hips, and now my voice isn't compromised. I got space here, I can escape very easy. But it's not always that easy when someone wants to keep you here. And what happens here is he puts all of his weight on my diaphragm. And the idea is you want to put all your weight in like a golf ball sized spot, if not smaller, and stick it on my diaphragm. Now I can't breathe. I make irrational decisions. It sucks. Sometimes if you get a good enough judo player, put you in this position, I'm going to tap because of the pressure they can put on you. There's a bunch of submissions from there as well. What I want to try to do, as explained to John earlier, I want to try to go here. And I want to get on his floating rib. So it causes him to expel a little bit of his own air. And then this way I can crush his rib a little bit. But I think what happened amongst the scramble, she's gone here and grabbed the arm, which is good in the fact that she's not going to get punched. Now, and what that did do is that enabled, if the fence wasn't there, I think it'd be a bit of a different story. Because here, she was able to stop this from being used as a striking element, but also she couldn't really grab her hands. Because John wants to grab his hands and really put pressure. So this stops that, right? Which is good. And then a little bit later on in that exchange, the arm comes out to try and make the elbow, but that's when she tries to get up here, but the whizzer came in as super quick, the big overhook came, which foiled that whole armbar. Because that's what happened. They both scrambled to the knees, and that overhook comes, and that's what's trapped that arm right here, and then that's what's trapped their arm in for the armbar. But yeah, that Kezigatami you're seeing it more now. I mean, a lot of people respecting that position. A lot of times in jiu-jitsu it was, you don't do it because you can't strike in a jiu-jitsu match. So it's kind of easy to pop your head out and take the back and get a big point scoring position. But that's not the case in MMA. Yeah. You know, it's a different story, and there's a lot of girls and guys using that to really effective, it's a good effective move. Yeah.
Amanda Ribas looking good. She's on a hell of a win streak. I think she's a star in the making. We're going to do more of these, so look at the rest of the playlist where we check out more from the grappling side at Fight Island.